Kia ora and welcome back to Cambridge Park here in Morrinsville, a Memorial Park in Cambridge, shall we say. That was a great start. So the Premier A match between Hautapu and Morrinsville, we've already seen the Bees play. That was on the earlier stream. Morrinsville winning, taking that one out 34-10. My name is Bevin Jenkinson. Great to have your company once again. As you can see, I'm going to go to Nick Shoston, but Nick, as you can see on screen there, it's pretty wet and it's pretty windy. Is there any way else to describe conditions?
I think the only thing you can say is it's 12 degrees out here, and like you mentioned earlier in quiet chat, the only people winning out here in the Ducks that they do.
No, they were even carrying umbrellas, mate. I saw them early this morning with umbrellas, and they took them down at about 9 o'clock. It was pretty good. But they've had to put them back up since.
Yeah, well, it's not the greatest conditions here, and just watching the second half of the game with the previous match, they seem to use the scoreboard corner quite a lot. There seems to be an easy kick down here, so
that's where the wind is basically going. It's also Stand Up to Cancer Day here at Hautapu Sports. Established in 2021, earlier this year, of course, Hautapu Fund, our support fund, special pool of money to provide financial support to members of Hautapu sports community if they or loved ones are affected by serious health issues. There's charity auctions going on with a whole list of stuff that's been donated, happening tonight in the club rooms. We're waiting for the sides to run out. We'll see Hautapu in a specially designed jersey as well today. I think they're wearing yellow and white rather than their normal red and white. Great initiative, as well as some money also going to the Waikato Cancer Trust as well. And if you haven't been affected by cancer, you definitely know somebody that has, don't you?
Totally. Two good friends I've lost before the age of 40, so I certainly know what it's like to live through losing people and supporting the people left behind. So it's good to get behind a cause like supporting the people through these types of tragedy. And I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing the new Hautapu jersey today. I've only seen brief clips of it, but it looks really fantastic. Some bright colours, they'll be easy to spot out there on the field. Track still looks reasonably good underfoot. Just at the end of the game, started to see a few slippages in the first match, but it's going to be still a reasonable match. Reasonably good underground.
Having a look at the assistant referees. This one, Grant Cottrell, who is backing up after controlling the Bees match there on screen, tells a pretty sight with how cold and wet it is. Assistant, the other side, passes to us as we see Hautapu running out. That's a really light yellow that they're wearing.
Good-looking jersey, the Roman white hoops.
Designed by Dynasty Sports. Saw one of the facilitators. Morrinsville runs out. He's here as well today. The referee for today's match, Aaron Patterson. His nickname is Zinny. If we ever get a really good close-up shot, I was telling you, Nick, of him, it's quite clear and obvious why he's called Zinny. There's nothing left to the imagination because he's got a mole on his left side of his face, basically where another former All Black has it.
Well, I think teams would be reasonably happy to have someone like Zinny on their team today, but just looking at the teams, I'm looking for a big game from number 8 Florence today. I've been impressed with him in the past when I've watched him play.
Well, we've seen him also make the Chief squad as well. Big congratulations to D'Angelo Leoa for making the Manu Samoa side, and also Samesi Ramwawa, I do apologise, I'm trying to... Masarela, thank you. Joel, I was like, I know the name, I've not written it down. From Morrinsville Sports, for making the Fijian team as well. We're about to kick off here at Memorial Park in Cambridge. Aaron Patterson says, let's get underway, folks. And it's the Hautapu down to the right hand, down to the left hand side. And a good tackle there from Messi Darway. And Morrinsville have the ball just outside their own 22 currently. I think Darway is injured as well. He is down currently. Now sits back for Kai Hungara. Fires it back inside as the player comes back in as well. There for Milnes. Just 12 metres inside Hautapu's own half at the moment. Can't really see the ball being moved out very wide as Sweeney makes a good tackle. Daniel Jones can't help it. It's open up for Morrinsville! Morrinsville, they've got to start underneath the posts! And before a chance that anybody can take their seat, Biden on kicks it coming. Joel, did you grab a number? 13. Number 13 for Morrinsville. Chad Bracey, who was a Centurion a couple of weeks ago, starts the game off.
As you remember, a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't such a flash start for the centres for Morrinsville, but they've come out of the blocks today pretty quick, and that's a good little break. Also, just to note, Darwai's back on his feet and he's joined his team, so that's good.
Well,
It looks like he's just winded, I think.
we saw him against Hamilton Old Boys as the drop kick comes out. It's successful. What a game Masisi Darwai had against Old Boys. Most of those Hautapu players had a great game, but he scored a couple of fantastic tries.
Exactly, it'd be hard to find a band that we had one of them punch that day. Everything seemed to fit quite different, but different conditions here today, so.
If you are wondering the reason why the camera goes black, our cameraman Joel didn't bring the camera with the windscreen wipers on it, so when he gets the chance, folks, he will make sure that the lens is dry so you can see all of the screen. Kick goes down, cleaned up here by James Thompson. One off run up. There for Lee Hart. Just short of the 10 metre line, still inside their own half. As O'Connor goes up and under. As a bit of a slide from Hungara, and it's gone messy, but cleaned up there by Elijah Corbett. And Morrinsville with the ball, 8 metres inside their own half. Now it's Thompson. You'll see the locks from Morrinsville running with ball in hand. Sweeney first receiver. Now the ball from Kobe Gold coming over the top. No, it was Todd Dolan, sorry. Out to look at the right side of the sheet. And it's being held up far side. Now that Morrinsville go to ground, 3 metres inside their own half. Dolan, Sweeney. Sweeney with boots of ball, trying to peg them back. Well, it's messy from Hungara. He cleans up though. There for Darwai. Darwai on the halfway line. Now it's just to stay inside the half. Hautapu with ball in hand. Burr the skipper. Oh, good tackle there on Florence. Cleaned up again by Burr. Going right side as there's a little grubber through, just pegging Morrinsville back is Commentators. Oh, it's broken up! And Tom Nyama is going to leave it all up. 5 apiece. Big Shoston, blinking you missed this game so far.
Well, both teams keen to run the ball. It's been a bit of a feeling out process, but some good work down there on the right hand side, and I was particularly impressed with what you said, Burr and Florence. Florence has been heavily involved so far, so he's obviously benefiting from some time with the Chiefs. He's throwing himself around the field and making a real nuisance of himself. Also in the background there, you might have noticed some good work there from Corbett, the number 7 from Hautapu, linking out here on the wing with Darwai. He's getting around the track in these early stages pretty well too, so good work from the number 7. See the conversion, and it'll be a bit of a wind sort of coming towards his right shoulder and just sitting across behind it, so you have to look at that right hand upright, somebody just on the inside, it'll be a stay. Successfully converts that, and little thing squared up here, 7 apiece.
7 apiece. Breaks from both sides, creating those dry opportunities. Editing this game's going to be interesting if it carries on like this. 4.5 minutes gone, 7-all. I don't think the players realise it's raining.
Yeah, well that's the morning game, isn't it? Weather doesn't seem to affect it like it does. I can definitely say the groundsman's done a spectacular job here. The ground's really holding up a little bit.
I think it was pretty good underfoot before the start of the piece. As the kickoff is claimed there by Corbett. midway 22, 10 metre line. Ball comes back and charge down from Kobe Milne. He goes back and cleans it up though, but Ken Morrinsville, they're digging in trying to win a penalty, and they will. Numbers are plenty there next Shoston.
Yeah, well, I think that was inevitable. He ran out of support there, and he probably did the right thing by holding on. He thought, I'm not going to cost us 7, I don't mind giving away 3, so he's held on to that a fraction long. Noticed in the first game too, there was some good pressure on the kicker, and we saw a few kicks charge back, so I think they might have to sit a bit deeper in the pocket today.
Yeah, the problem there is though, Shoston, is that the conditions don't really allow for long passing. And that is a bit of the problem. You just need to be able to find that middle ground, don't you?
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then they're going to have to think about how they're going to stop those guys getting through so quick, so they'll be looking for some more posts, especially on the sides of those rucks.
Penalty 5 metres from the right hand uprights, about 18 metres out from the line, not an issue from Doolan. 10-7, Morrinsville are leading early on.
$17 points, Bevin, already. It's a high scoring game. If you had asked me before the match how many points it would have been before 7 minutes, I might have told you there might have been a penalty.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Well, we saw last week, Division 1, Premiership Suburbs, it was 3-0 at half time.
So he's already had a busy game, the number 10 at Hautapu.
Monmouth restart, going down there to Rugby Alberti. There's Hautapu trying to blow over, but almost left behind there from Paul Wolfgram. Kind of playing half, just setting up his forwards. Now Michael Rope getting over the 22 metre line. Box kick once more from O'Connor. Does love it. There's a good collision. Darwin managing to tip it back. They're back from Milne now. Hautapu 10 metres in from halfway. Maiava, the try scorer. Manages to find a player outside. I think it's Hongara on the far side. Right up to the 22 now. Inside the 22. There for James. Fighting one off runner. Keeping the ball in hand is Hautapu. Playing into the wind a little bit. Another one off run. Keeping it tight. Now for Milne. Now through the backs with Maiava. Hongara. Trying to dink and dive and can't. Gone backwards a little bit. Here's the home side. O'Connor shows and goes himself. There for Morris. And they're just trying to muscle their way up, and they're only doing it inch by inch, but ball in hand still for Hautapu. There for Morris once more, himself carrying a lot of big strange of phrases. As Morris looking for a turnover and can't though. Hautapu now 10 metres out. They'll go left. There for Burr. Now Hongara. Up to the number 7, Elijah Corbett. Nick Shoston. They are just playing with fire both sides here at the moment. 12-10 kick to come. We haven't even had 10. Haven't even had 10 minutes.
No, I think the thing to mention here is phases, and Hautapu have just put together a lot of those, and it's put Morrinsville under a lot of pressure. I mentioned before Corbett getting himself heavily involved, and he just sniffed out a bit of opportunity out wide, and he just managed to link up beautifully there. So some good work by Hautapu, and looking to hold that ball. And I think they've had a bit of a change of heart from kicking over the top into tucking under the wing there.
Yeah, with the conditions when you're just playing, the wind is not as strong as it was in the Bees game at times, but they are still playing into it as Hautapu. It's just about making, the right decisions at the right time. You don't want to be making the right decisions at the wrong time. But good pressure being shown by Hautapu there. Morrinsville were looking quite deadly and maybe pinching one of those rucks, but weren't able to.
No, it's really good phases there. It's good to see the likes of Burr and Florence and Morris all combining.
Kick from Milne isn't too bad. And it goes over, 14-10.
Everything seems to be going right for Hautapu at the moment, so they'll be happy with that.
I still think that one of the best wet-weather games of rugby I've ever seen. Nick, 96 against All Blacks Wallabies at Athletic Park, and we all know what Wellington does. 53-6 that day to the All Blacks. So the kick-off goes down towards the 22. Hautapu still had ball in hand. James, I think he's with the box kick once more. Both James and O'Connor, but he's overcooked this one.
We just say how they're doing everything right, and then James just goes and just overkicks it a little bit. He's going to have to kick it sort of more centre, that one sort of drag it across here, so hopefully he's learned something from that. Morrinsville here on attack.
It's Tuakana Paitai with the throw. We saw in the base game some issues with throwing it with the wind. Definitely David Bolson's flag waving, but O'Connor claims it with a tip off of the line out. He's just a metre outside Hautapu's 22. Koala with it now. Going to go left with O'Connor, and I think he's going to find Michael Rope. He will. Good low tackle coming in from Hautapu, but there's going to be a penalty. No clear rollout from the Hautapu players. And it's going to be the number 5, Hamilton Burr, that's being penalised there.
Yeah, he's getting himself involved there, but it's cost him a penalty, and Lawrence wanted to come back within a point.
Quick decisions at the moment, Nick, to take the tee out. Just keep making sure the points keep ticking over when you get them, isn't it?
Yeah, but the one behind your back too, they want to take every opportunity, Biff.
Yeah, we saw Hautapu struggling in that Bees game in the first half, not being able to use the wind. Morrinsville in the end, that was the reason why the margin was quite good. Hautapu Bees didn't play that bad a game. Morrinsville were just better with the wind.
Jordan will be looking at the extras here. Just lining up that left hand upright, hoping the wind will drag it around. We've got a great view here.
No, I don't think he listened to you there, Nick. I think he was aiming down the middle and it's just basically been blown to the right.
Yeah, it's a challenge here under conditions like this, but as a kicker it's a lot of fun also. If you get it right, it creates some nice shapes. And as a swing bowler, I can appreciate the movement in the air. I think that.
Oh, you and I both, mate. Use the swing. The kick goes down to Sweeney on his own 10-metre line. And Aaron Peterson says play on as Sweeney trips over the halfway line. Rope struggling to clean it up. And now Morris will have knocked it on. And a little bit helter-skelter, but ball just skidding off the surface here, troubling Morrinsville, Nick.
Yeah, although it wasn't too much pretty about that. So we'll set with a scrum and Hautapu with the ball. And good run earlier on from the number 12, Mahi from Hautapu, so we could be looking to see him press into those centres and set something there, so it's fun to see him run.
Darwise immediately behind the scrum at the moment. The rest of the backs out right. Darwise shuffling out to the left, but it's going to go sit there for Florence maybe. Yes, it will. Now to James. One off runner as Mayava comes in. Now it's Morris crashing the ball up. Milne, a little bit of a flick pass. Oh, it's a good tackle. Going in. Some great tackling from the Morrinsville players currently. As James goes with the low one. Morrinsville up to meet Mild now. He's going to switch play and kick the ball down into the left-hand corner. And great play. In the end there, Nick, I was sort of questioning the decision, but it worked out very well.
He really held up the play there, stopped it. He definitely spotted that gap, and he used the wind beautifully. Beautiful curve on that. Looks like he's deep inside Morrinsville's territory now, so we know the one-outs have been scrappy. Hautapu will be looking to be disruptive here. If you're Morrinsville, you're looking at the front.
He's got time off.
Yeah, looks like the hooker, he took a bit of a hit in the earlier couple of phases there and didn't look too happy.
I don't know what's happening to this game, Nick, but we haven't had a try in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah, it was off to a phonetic start, that's for sure. 17 points. I'm sitting on 24 though. I mean, we're going at nearly faster than a point a minute, so
I can forgive you, Nick. I think everybody that comes to Memorial Park and looks at the scoreboard clock thinks it's 24 minutes gone, but no, it's only 16 because the clock here counts down. So
16 minutes gone.
Yeah, it does catch up, people.
Looks like we've had a change here in the hooker for Morrinsville.
Been run though by Todd Arnold. Hautapu just stalling the Morrinsville maul at the moment. Ball comes back to Doolan. He's having to hurry it. It's not pretty. It's going to go inside field for Hungara. Hungara looking for his options. Finds Dalwai on the right. Dalwai, you can't let him run with his feet. Now he's tackled, but the ball has popped up to David Morris. They'll swing left Hautapu. As Dalwai, another little dink inside. Goes right hand side for Maiava. Therefore, Jason Thomason. Someone in the crowd behind me saying a try's coming up. Another short ball. And I don't think Hautapu are going to be looking at their backs here. This one goes very short. One off. Oh, just can't quite get there. Still millimetres away. Now it goes through the backs. By Mahi. Oh, he's just held up. Great defence from the Morrinsville side. They've got left numbers. Dalwai. Oh! Dalwai will finish. That was unfortunate, that Shoston. There looked like a great matchup going on there, but just unfortunately the Morrinsville players slipping over.
Yeah, well, great feed, as you said before. Dalwai's an exciting player to watch, but I really have to compliment the forwards there. Some serious build-up with about 10 to 12 good phases across on that right. And they slowly edged their way closer and closer to the line. Milne couldn't quite get there, but yeah, some good dancing at the end and a spectacular dive.
Probably being a little bit harsh on the Morrinsville player too. I mean, yes, okay, it's slippery out there, but so is Dalwai's feet. And that's the class of the pro. He makes the opposition basically tangle their feet left, right, and centre.
Good play. We saw it against the Old Boys a few weeks ago. Similar sort of approach to the game. Very exciting. Ducking and diving, always involved. He's linked up in the backs earlier.
Milne, absolutely no issue with that. Down the middle.
It was like the skies just opened up for him there, Bevin. It was calmed down and he didn't have any wind to kick into, so great conversion. He's out of the extras.
Well, we asked for it, Nick. It only took another couple of minutes. 21-10, Hautapu lead after Mosisi Dalwai's first try of this match. Have to say they finished with a flourish as well. Actually almost dived on one of the Morrinsville players, unfortunately for them. Stolen. Shapes up in the restart and goes deep down to the try scorer. He's looking at his options, but he's met by a couple of really good tackles from Morrinsville. Need to shut him down there. Hautapu just outside their own 22, keeping it in close. There for Daniel James. His third box kick of the match. Down there for the right hand wing number 14 from Morrinsville. O'Connor going on his own. Therefore, Elworthy to play half. Finds his locking partner in Arnold. Nico Underwheel having to get out of there before he's penalised. As O'Connor making his third kick, 3 apiece. And Ongara makes a little bit of a mess of this, and it's been touched. So Hautapu will have the ball just outside their own 22. Bit of everything going on in there, Nick. It looked stalled and then started and stopped, and
just a little bit unlucky there at the end. Sweeney just getting a finger on it, so let's Hautapu him off the hook. But I like that box kick. I think it's a good ploy,
especially in weathers like this.
Oh, it's a tough one. As we saw, it was a hard one to gather. And, everyone's got good hands.
As Mahi cut down a good tackle. Now there for Milne. Finding some support through there with Thomason, who puts the kick through. Now Morrinsville is going to return it. And this one is just going to bounce. We saw it earlier, Nick. Shoston from the Hautapu side. Now Morrinsville are playing it.
Yeah, well, that's a great kick. I think that was Smith at the back there, and we possibly a little bit of sigh of relief when he took the shot and it landed out. But I tell you what, tonight in the shares after the game, we'll be talking about that as a pinpoint kick. That's what Morrinsville need to do.
As Hautapu have cleaned up the messy line out, and there's a little knock on in there. Not surprising. The rain has stopped, but it is still wet conditions. So Morris will have a scrum 10 metres out from their own line. 10 metres out from the Hautapu line, I should say. Great to have you wherever you are tuning in. See plenty of people watching from Australia, one from Fiji as well. As the scrum is going backwards here, but sits here for O'Connor. Now Sweeney crashing the ball up. And penalty coming Morrinsville's way. It's not rolling as the call from referee Aaron Patterson. Just had it confirmed that from Morrinsville's side, Jason Chambers is wearing number 14, Paul Wolfgang wearing number 11. And Morrinsville have decided to opt for the scrum. Can't promise I can get around to everybody on the comments, folks, but they're all read after the game. So do let us know. Any questions you have? As this ball sits in there, Hautapu with a good push as well. O'Connor, Sweeney. 5 metres short. Now there for Bryce Cowley. Pops up for Morrinsville. Just a metre short. Just going to get with the forwards at the moment. 2 Morrinsville players ranging on the left-hand wing. They go right. Kelly with another carry. He played his 100th game last week. There now for Elworthy. Only just short of the try line at the moment is Morrinsville. Pop ball there to Thomas Poda. And he's might be an advantage coming as O'Connor. Made a hefty tackle. Yes, there is a penalty advantage coming Morrinsville's way. Hautapu are going to have to watch themselves here. This one is for offside.
Morrinsville some good build up there. Covered the ball for 5 or 6 good phases, but Hautapu equal to the task. It's been in for It's good. You seem to see what Morrinsville are for here. They were happy to take the scrum before.
Well, they're going to go for the line out here. The law of averages says that I think that's due to the fact that Hautapu have pushed them quite well defensively in the last couple of scrums. The problem is with going to line out, you've got not just the range contender, but the wind as well.
They'll give us a quick ball off the top here, but not sure if the conditions will be up for it.
All depends on the throw. Man standing at 1, at 2 in the line out, which is where it's going to go. They go into the maul. It's Arnold that's taken that one in. Hautapu managing just to stall them all at the moment. O'Connor having to go in there himself almost to help out. Starting to crab sideways. As the ball goes to ground, Aaron Patterson says the ball is available. O'Connor finds Sweeney on the right hand side, in tight, and he's in touch though first.
Yeah, well, he's a hard man to stop Sweeney, and he saw the opportunity, but again, the Hautapu defence were up to the task.
And we might actually be coming to a penalty here, I think, because there's a call for. Yeah, head-high tackle is the call. Can't be anything above the call-up. And Morrinsville are building some confidence at the moment.
Well, Morrinsville are going to need to score another few points here just to keep in the game. They don't want to get too far ahead. But they've opted for the line out, so just need to see whether they look again to go to the front and to drive in more, or they go for some quick stuff off the back.
Good work from Patterson and Balsam as well. Just conferring about whether he was in touch and goal, and in the end it was a head-high tackle. Don't forget, folks, referees are very short. Get in touch with the Waikato Rugby Union. Attention, Michael Winter. Always need referees, as it's a messy line out. Hautapu have pitched it against the throw. No sitting in the pocket waiting for the pass. Comes back to him. Some good charging from Morrinsville. Not sure if this ball is going to make touch. It won't. And now it's being flung in for Wolfgram. Wolfgram can run himself. He goes left. Gets it up 1-1. Cut down on a great tackle. Assistant referee has his flag out though for something that has happened from the clearing kick. So this will be interesting to see what happens if this break, if there's a stoppage in play. Bracey now. They're 10 out from the line. And a little lock on coming in there.
Well, the referee crossing a little check to the sideline here, but there was definitely something that happened after the kick there. Good kick from Milne, and there could have been a little bit of messy stuff after the ball's off his foot. Just looked to me, Bev, too, like the wing just had his foot in touch.
So we were given a concept by Aaron Patterson, which we appreciate. Actually might have even come from Kevin Clark himself. It's blue number 8. Steve Akuala that's come in with a high shot into the head, but they're saying penalty only. So they will restart with a penalty on the 5 metre line now.
Well, again, it's a bit of a get out of jail for Hautapu. They managed to disrupt the line out. And back in almost the same spot here. He didn't have a lot of angle to work with there, Bev, so it's a good kick.
Yeah, well, he's made 20 metres there.
Broadly, and they've thrown to the line out.
Yeah, Anton Milnes with the throw, going down to the back where Burr is with it, but he's lost it. Cleaned up there by Todd Arnold from Morrinsville. O'Connor telling his forwards to get up there for a run. Taintu Pai with it, a couple of metres short of the 22. Sweeney with a short ball. Making a metre. Ball over the top from O'Connor, finding Kelly. Morrinsville having a number of Centurions in their side at the moment. Out to the left for Wolfgram. Morrinsville players managing just to make sure they get their ball cleanly. Haven't managed to find the 22 yet though. There for Rope. Now a couple of the Morrinsville forwards getting in the way, backtracking. There for Patai. O'Connor just using his forwards currently. And a slip and play there. Which is unfortunate, and he's knocked it on. Some great passages of play there at Shoston, but also some great defence from Hautapu that Morrinsville never really went anywhere territory-wise.
I think Hautapu will be pretty happy with themselves there. Morrinsville had the bulk of the possession, but they couldn't get forward like you said. Hautapu defending that 22 line. A lot of vigour today. I don't know whether it's the new shirt or the points I've ever talked before, but defence has definitely been something tremendous from the Hautapu team.
Well, actually, the idea of this cancer research money support fund actually came due to Anton Milne's mother, who passed away last year due to cancer. So it's an initiative set up from that. So, you know, something even more meaningful to one of the players.
It's a great sign of respect to the family, and it's good to see them out here in a different colour, and they're certainly playing well.
Florence breaking off the scrum. He is met by a couple of Morrinsville players though. And James goes right. There for Milne. They're up pretty flat. Is very interesting from, I think that was Bulamahi, who looked a dummy and ended up throwing the pass behind his own players.
Well, to be fair, that's the first sign of it really looking like a bit of soak this afternoon. So I think it's just starting to get a little bit slippery now. But again, Hautapu off the hook and they'll have the ball just outside of their 22. Morrinsville is struggling to just approach over that line at the moment.
No one hasn't found touch. It's gone down there to Jason Chambers. Then a big tackle from Thomason. The advantage being played for a knock on as well. Wow, that counted, Nick Shoston. That counted.
The ball didn't go out, but Thomason made the most of it, and he certainly met his man and hear the clash here, and certainly heard the crowd getting behind and enjoying the rugby here. Some tired boys out there now. As the clock counts down with 7 minutes to go.
Thanks to our cameraman Joel Skulander. He was having a bit of a snooze. I had to tell him that. If I didn't tell you, Joel, someone of his comments definitely would. Scrum there midway, 22, 10 metre line for James. Darway in short, and it's a great little tackle from O'Connor. And it's a knock on. Big clashes to play both sides there, Nick.
Well, there probably isn't any scrappier position on the field than a good number 9, so he'll be enjoying getting the better of his opposition number there. It's a real bit of a mess though just around the base of the scrum there. I think Hautapu number 9 James will be having a chat to his loosies and saying, come on guys, give me a hand, it's getting a bit tough around the back here, if you just could be a bit wider.
They've also got to be mindful that they do stay bound as well, though. But no, that is a fair point. Nick.
That's what the laws are for. We bend them in our favour.
O'Connor feeds. Dolan left. Goes to Sweeney. No, a lot of times where he is a one-off runner from the scrum. O'Connor with his fourth box kick. Dolan there takes a good ball under a bit of pressure. As we are seeing players slip left, right and centre. Akuala. O'Connor now. Back to Pematana Smith with a little stab through. Yes, Galway has knocked it on. I was just thinking, thought he had his feet in the end. Yeah, I think you're wondering, Nick, I'm not sure if you saw that, but he might have kicked himself in the head. I don't know how he's... I mean, he's got the big PG legs to do that, but he was holding the back of his head, not just about the knock on, but it seemed as though he knocked himself out almost.
Yeah, I think he might have banged his head on the pavement there, but yeah, a little bit scrappy, and we're just starting to notice the boys struggling with the conditions. The rain hasn't given in there. Now, I'd say there'll be a few cold hands out here at the moment. It's certainly cold up in the
I was going to say there's definitely cold hands in the grandstand here. It is definitely packed. No one looking as though they're shivering more than me though, so that's good. Everyone wearing the warm clothes. O'Connor feeds. Dolan is there. Then Hautapu on a big scrum. O'Connor cleans up. Sweeney, shot ball from Dolan, and he's knocked it on in a tackle. So James has it. Now it's with the Hautapu forward, 5 metres inside their own half. Milne finding Dalwai in the centres, and a little chip through, but cleaned up there from Morrinsville by Chambers. O'Connor looking at his options back, but he plays it safe and goes to Arnold. Seems as though Chambers might have been hurt in that, and O'Connor with a big box kick back, and Darway just can't clean it. The other score that we have currently at Marist Park, Hamilton Marist 7 over Te Awamutu. No scores from Hamilton Old Boys versus Melville and Fraser Tech versus Oklahoma though. So if anyone is there watching that game, please let us know if you know what the score is, that would be great.
That's a fantastic little box kick there. He's put them right under pressure and Morrinsville.
There's Bulamahi runs it straight. James looks left, goes right to his forwards. Now they're just outside the 22. Now Milne, no pressure on him. The kick's gone up. Darwai though claiming it. He does. Look, a little bit of collision. Patterson says carry on. He wasn't held. He's let the ball go this time and got to his feet. Morrinsville guilty of letting the ball carriers go. James with a little stab through into the 22, and the ball bounces one way then the other, and Smith goes back. Nick Shoston, Morrinsville with a big one there.
Yeah, well, it's gone both ways there, but a great play there from Smith and a lucky bounce there. Darwai just before, the spectacular up and undertake. So it's been all action here. I was just going to say before, Morrinsville had a good chance here to disrupt Hautapu on their line, but Hautapu have been equally up to the chance.
Claimed there by Florence. They're 12 metres inside their own half at the moment. One-off runners all day at the moment in these conditions. It was Thompson there. Now just flings out. A little bit of an intercept chance, but Florence takes it cleanly. Up inside the 10-metre line now is Hautapu. Still inside their own half though. Michael Rope with a good tackle. James going left. Mahi. Mahi with a show and go and an offload. Cleaned up by Mills. Madison telling the player to release the ball. Now Florence finding Mills, some short passes. Underwheel, up to Hilton Gear. David Morris with it. As James fumbles but takes it cleanly. They go left. Now for Milne, Dawai. Very good couple of tackles. Thomas Poner in there from Morrinsville. And great grass tackle on James Thompson from Patai. And quick collision. Jason Thompson running it. Up onto the 22 though. Morrinsville will turn this over. O'Connor finds a support player, boot it down, and again that Shoston, Morrinsville recovery is just that little bit better currently.
Yeah, so great on defence there from Morrinsville, and the number 14 able to clear his line, which is good for them. Both teams struggling to penetrate at the moment. We're getting into the 22 area, so the defence has been outstanding from both sides, so both coaches will be happy with this.
Anton Mills to the throw, does a bit of boxing in his spare time as well. Taken cleanly by James Thompson. Hautapu now with a good ball, you can hear the crowd getting in behind. Making a plenty of meters at the moment. There for James. Now to Milne. Milne with a crossfield kick, Sweeney charges down. Oh, great tackle. Great piece of passenger play from both sides there. It's interesting to see if Hautapu end up with this still, because Morrinsville are in there hunting. They've actually got the players as well. It is there for Hautapu. Bracey's trying to steal it, he can't. Ball goes back to Milne, and he'll say, let's go take a break. And what a first half we've had here. Next Shoston, I can't believe only 30 points.
It's been a fantastic first half, and for me, for Hautapu, three things: defence, phases, and interplay. Have been fantastic there, and some outstanding players from the forwards. And at the hell to Burr and Florence and the conditions, and just been led around nicely on the park by James, who's been a good defender and pretty good around those rucks and walls. I think if you're the Morrinsville side, you'd be thinking, well, you might have missed the trick there by not using the wind. And if you're Sean Hunnett going into the sheds now, you're going to be talking to the boys about using that corner, turning Morrinsville around, and just attacking the same way through Burr and Florence. So, fantastic play, man.
Yeah. Great game here, both sides, and what is testing conditions. That is half time. I've just received some information. I really do apologise for anyone from the Milnes family. Anton's mum has fought it successfully. She is currently at the game today, so she is still alive. I do apologise for that misinformation. Let's take a break though, folks. Come back to the second half and what has been an enticing build. Hautapu 21, Morrinsville 10. Alright, welcome back to second half here. My name's Bevin Jenkinson, alongside me next Shoston. Back if this second half's half as good as the first, we're through a good one again.
Well, exciting first half, that's for sure. It asked me what the half-time score might have been. It may have been similar to what's happening at Marist Park, 12-5 at the moment with Marist in front, but here we are, 21-10. Morrinsville with a lot of work to do, Bev, coming into the win.
Making a break. I would say we're going to see a lot of and there's a penalty coming Hautapu's way. They had numbers and moving right to that ball. Wolfgram is arguing with Aaron Patterson, the referee, but we all know how many, we all keep counting the amount of times the player wins that argument. Still remains at 0.
It still remains at 0. It's across any code for any youngsters out there. But I think this will be the pattern for this afternoon now, Bev. I think we're going to see a lot of Hautapu banging down into that corner there.
Using that wind.
Yeah.
The grandstand, I just went for a walk at half time and looking back, the grandstand is chock up. You know, I think the only crowd on the far side are sitting in their cars. Not a bad place to be as Milne's about to throw their ball in.
Well, if you're looking for a jeep or a pickup truck, I think across the field's a good place to have a look there.
There really is. James Thompson with his right, taking the line out. There with Nico under wheel, and it's going to the in-goal area. And Aaron Patterson says, let's have a time off and have a talk to the assistant referee. Might have been a bit of truck and trailer in there. That's what Morrinsville are complaining about. Grant Cottrell, the assistant referee, and try stands. Did look a little bit messy there on our angle, Nick, but the referees are in the better position, and they've said it was fair.
Well, they wanted to try it, like we said before, they don't often change their mind, so.
Anton Milnes, the try scorer.
Good play there by the hooker. He's a nuggety player, and he'll be involved so far. This will be a bit easier now for the number 10 from Hautapu. Now you'll be looking to just find on that left hand upright and snap the wind, draw it across.
Makes it nice, you've got my speed, that conversion goes over. Quite a decent number 10 that runs the ship for the Hautapu backs.
Yeah, he's a cool customer, he's pretty calm, and he looks great big conditions here, and also slippery. He's directed his team around really well. He's helped a lot by James, though, at number 9, who's had a big heart from first.
I think ZPC this season kicks off on the, I've just lost all my notes, 15th, sorry, 8th of August. Waikato are away to North Harbour, first home game, 15th versus Wellington. There's a short kick-off from Doolin, taken in the air. No, it's being pulled up to go to the ground. That's number 7. It's taken it there from Morrinsville, Elijah Colbert. They've been penalised this Hautapu, and Morrinsville plugs that into the corner. Saw that in the Beast game too, Nick, that one team sort of scored a try and the other team just sat back straight away. Yeah. So we've seen a little bit of this season, more than what I've seen the last few. So it's been cleaned up in the end by Morrinsville, so that one was going to go against the throw. O'Connor finding Michael Rope on the run. And a little bit of a loose carry there from Elworthy. And Hautapu end up with it just inside their own 22. There's looking at his options. There's no one out here, broadcast side, and it's a brilliant touch find of that win back.
Yeah, it's a great kick there. He's going to get the boot, Mel. But you just said before, there's a lot of, and you did right, Bev. Morrinsville currently sitting at 5th on the table, and Hautapu sitting at 7th. So it's a big game for both teams if they want to stay in the Premiership, so both teams need to go a bit further. They really need these points. Top 10 at the moment is.
As Hautapu trying to get in the way of this one, but Morrinsville managing to still win their own line out. It's two messy ones, but it's been cleaned up there by Tupaya. O'Connor with his 10th box kick, and that is out of the full. Really well judged there from Tom Waiava. Just an update with the table. Nick was looking at the base. It's okay, mate. It happens to the best of us. Hautapu sitting second behind Fraser Tech with 2 wins, and Morrinsville 7th with Melbourne yet the second round.
Oh yeah, that'll get the base for sure.
This one's been pitched, and it ends up with Wolfram. Leaves it behind. Ethan Dolman has been involved in a lot of the game today, not just playing the pivot. O'Connor in the bottom of the ruck, so there for Tupaya having to play half. O'Connor on his feet now. Tupaya now playing receiver instead of passer. Now Elworthy. He's 12 metres inside Hautapu's half. And looking for the penalty. They're going to win it too. And it was Hamilton who had turned that penalty over. Great passage of play from him in the first there, Nick.
Well, fantastic run to start there from Wolfram up the left-hand touchline. He's been pretty involved, but again, the pressure's come off. And I think we're going to see Melbourne again driving to that corner. Was he looking out to us? He's going to take the safe option here and use the grandstand.
There's just one touch.
It's a great kick.
Away 22, 10 metre line. Morrinsville having a bit of territory there for a while. Same area of the field, but they coughed up a couple of penalties. Now Mills, I think it's Hautapu, can they win it? As Florence claims his first of the match. There's some good forward movement here from Hautapu. There's James playing half. Little short ball to the forward. Just up on the 22 metre line. Now there for David Morris. Milne with a little stab, and is the ball going to sit up? It might do! What a try! What a thing to play in it!
Yeah, well, that's a fantastic kick, and it's just held over the end line. Over the line here, there's just a little bit of respite for the players at the moment with the weather, so conditions just improving a little bit. Morrinsville definitely caught it 6s and 7s in the back, and
at the end, though, Nick, I mean, the guy from behind us had a very good call about don't kick it. It looked as though it was going to go touch and goal, 22 restart for Morrinsville. But in the end, the ball just set up Darway, managing to get a second, not as classy as his first, but hey, he'll take it, 5 points on the board.
oh, exactly, and it gives them a good stretch now with 23 points with a kick to come, so there's a lot of work from Morrinsville to do here. So we see a few changes.
Yeah, Mitch Jenkinson coming onto the field in the number 18 jersey, and 19 jersey, and Matt Caldwell in 18.
There's some big boys taking over there, so hoping to see them get heavily involved, but this is really good for Hautapu.
Oh, Milne from the sideline makes it look a bit less than another 7-pointer.
Yeah, well, the crowd are happy. You can hear them behind us. They're having a good time here. The conditions aren't great, but the rugby certainly is fantastic. See Dolan with the ball, getting ready to kick off.
Brad Matheson, you're the report. You could be my reporter from Fraser Tech Ground. What is the score there, mate? You can tell us that they appreciate it. Great take from the Hautapu forward there, going up. I think that was Florence. Milne with the ball in hand. Kicks it down to Wolfgram, who's having to travel back. And the ball is just going to skid on a surface like this to Shoston.
Yeah, it's a great kick, isn't it? And they've been using this well in the second half. This is what Morrinsville couldn't do in the first half, and that was to drive them back into their own 22 and attack from there. So Morrinsville find themselves in a lot of pressure at the moment. They have the ball, but the way things have been going, watch for Hautapu to disrupt them. There's a couple of their new guys hanging around in the back line.
So Morrinsville have made their changes too. As Hautapu winning against the throw. And Morrinsville end up with a penalty.
Well, he just didn't let go, I don't think, there.
Yeah, it's been guilty all day pretty much of that. Both the B's and A's.
Morrinsville just off the hook there. They lost the ball in the line out, but managed to get over the ball well, so see themselves edging up towards the halfway.
So thanks to our man on the ground, Fraser Tech leading 43-0 by Bo Drama.
Soon some big scores around the ground today, Bev.
Yeah, seems like it. Keto Philavel with the throw, taken there by Tapia. Dalton to Sweeney, who's been on a good tackle. O'Connor looking at his options, but he's got to get the ball there free first. And ball sort of just stopped. I think Hautapu have ended up with this one. They have. They've pitched it. And a kick over the top for Maiava to run onto. And the ball is just going to sit up for Wolfgram to run it in. Big one there from Hautapu.
Yeah, everything seems to be going Hautapu's way at the moment. And again, using that corner well, and it's a good little kick there from the number 9 James, and there's not much more credit to do, but take it across the touch and wait for his reserves to catch up with him. And Hautapu right on attack here as we see the ball about to go to the line out.
Milne's still on the field throwing the ball in. He's done a pretty good job. As Burr wins it, goes down into the maul. They are creeping forward, but it's been brought down illegally. Sits there, and it is a try. Wait to see who ends up with the ball. Anton Milne's with the second. Nothing like the Sappho Moore's 60-metre effort last night for the Hurricanes. But 2 to the tally for him, and it's 40-10 with 13 minutes gone second half.
Hautapu starting to run away with it there, and it was an easy one for Milne as he just wrapped around the back into the left-hand side, and the gap opened up and just flew through. He's playing a lot of passion today. Hautapu doing a great job here in the New Jerseys. Concerning for Morrinsville as there's still quite a long way to go in the game. And they're going to have to think about how they're going to defend and keep the score down.
Can Milne keep up his perfect record? Comes in and strikes it, and allows for the win like any good kicker does. And it's Anton Milne's second conversion is successful, 42-10. Dolan about to get us back underway. And it's a short little tick off here, and it's been knocked back from Hautapu. Morrinsville are going to end up with it. There for O'Connor, he goes right to Michael Ratt, who's onto the field. Backing up from the Bees game. So there's Bees players that are left in the grandstand to give them a bit of a cheer. Still in tight. Hautapu have ended up with it again. There for Morris now. Cleaned up for Hautapu though, they're inside their own 10 metre line. Milne. Fuller Mahi now with it. Ongara having to do some of the forwards work. And there's some clean out work is ball now on the Hautapu side. Burnell, man from Aberdeen. Good morning to you if you are watching, Fraser. I know you're in the Highlands currently. Milne. Dawai looking for his options, but he's been caught now. He pops it back up to Milne, who puts the ball to boot, and it goes into touch.
Yeah, play there, Bev. It's Skulander as it goes from left to right, but again, Morrinsville just struggling to stop the Hautapu wave from coming over.
Tom Moyava from Morrinsville, from Hautapu, sorry, just getting a bit of a treatment is the number 22, Jermaine Wilson, running onto the field from Morrinsville.
Looks like we'll see the hooker lead the field here for Hautapu. We've seen a big game today. Henry gets a big crowd share.
Good support from Anton Holmes. His first time off for an injury at the moment. Numbers being rung both sides. We've got the Hautapu player this way. It's Daniel James that's come off the field. Mentioned that Bunnings NPC kicking off on the 8th of June for Waikato. Wharapana Cup kicks off the 17th of July, which is also club finals weekend. Waikato have a bye. First game, though, that's going to be a rip snorter. Nick, 24th of July, venue to be confirmed, but replay of last year's final, Waikato versus Canterbury.
Oh, fantastic. There's been a good rivalry recently with that too.
Yeah, the women's matches. Canterbury, one of the most informed sides, unfortunately, in both men's and women's, if you're not a Canterbury supporter. Morrinsville have it though, 12 metres inside their own half. It's Gillett who's on the field with it up and under to Dawai. Couple of players taking each other out. There for Buller Mahi. Mahi out of a couple of tackles, brought down by Bracey. And it's caused the turnover. Wolfgram, met by Mahi, who's still going. Wolfgram. Now, Gillett, who's still wearing number 9, I think he's still wearing his Bees jersey, possibly. Nick, I can see you looking at his. Actually, no, sorry, apologies. It looks as though Jake O'Connor is still on the field. Won't mention Nick that we both know him, so.
I think Strong's on though, for number 23. What's happened? It's going to change in half back there too.
Yeah, Daniel James making weight as well as at the same time then. What Anton Milnes did. You can tell the new players on the field for Hautapu, can't you? With that yellow, the light yellow and white hoops.
Certainly a benefit there for the reserves for us commentary team.
Yep, all on the scrum's just gone down on the hitch. Both front rows this side. We see them from Morrinsville on the tight head from Hautapu straight to ground. Congratulations also must go out to Tarapa player Jason Bryant, at the age of 40, for playing his Huskies game. I think a few years ago he was told he couldn't play rugby anymore, but 2 years later ignored that because he wanted to play 100 for Tarapa. So good week for him today, and I'm sure celebrations will be wild at St Andrews Park later on. As scrum goes down, but it's going to sit there for Morrinsville. Gone back a few metres, O'Connor. Doolan changing direction with a nice little spiral kick. And Moyava having to go back. There's Wolfgram on with him. Now Hongara, who's been quiet recently. Pop ball through as Thomason having to clean up. Now it's the there's a wickety dog coming in. Flying tackle. Hautapu still with it though. Up over the 22 metre line. Bodies are flying all over the place. A little bit of a loose pass there from Strang. And they're going backwards at the moment. It's Hautapu. Inside ball for Burr. There are lovers, the bird for Florence. Now it's to Morris. Back over the top. And it's going to be Jason Thompson who will score. And no, he won't. Nick, I'm looking over at you and I'm seeing Morrinsville be celebrating. Forward pass is the call.
Yeah,
the last one has gone forward.
Well, it was a hard one. It was a line there to contend with, and finally just couldn't go over. So the line.
Joel Skulander said he had to raise that one pretty quick from the highlights package. That one can't make the tries of the week. One of the first rules in video editing, Nick, for tries of the week has to be a try to go in it.
That sounds fair. Regardless of the ending there, there's some good interplay there from the loose forwards for Hautapu though. I'm impressed with the way they've linked up today. It's a great interplay. We see another man leave the field. We hear the crowd give him a good round of applause. It's number 3 for Hautapu.
Yeah, Tahiti Rehard, it's come off the field there. Ball sits now for Michael Rapp. Makes a break off the back on the 8. 5 metres outside their own 22 line, Morrinsville. Hautapu might have just been a little bit off, quick off the mark there, but O'Connor says let's go with the up and under. Sweeney, knocks it back, but it's hit the Hautapu player by Ava. Now it's at Nahi, has Thomason outside him on the wing. Wolfgram can't make the tackle, and I think the ball in the end might have just been passed to Chad Bracey. It has taken it out of touch. In the game at the moment here, Nick, it's been opening up quite a bit.
Yeah, well, good little run there from Thomason. He decided to take on his opposite number, and Wolfgram, actually number 11, but he beat him. Wolfgram's been up to it today. He's had a good game, been impressed with the Morrinsville win. Just thinking there, was his number 3 Rehard go off in a nice bath today, or is he in a hot shower?
Oh, probably 3 hot showers and a spa in this weather. Is Hautapu clean? Take their own line out. Milne to the line for the first time today. And there's a loose ball there from Strang. It's Hongara with his feet. Morrinsville looking to make some changes as well. Ball still on the midway of the field on the 22 metre line. Left behind, but David Morris picking it up. Strang goes right. There's a chip through. Nobody home. Splits the defending players, and what a decision in the end.
Yeah, it's a good corner to go to, and I mean it's a wise decision with the wind coming how it is. Just keep pushing them back, and it's getting tougher and tougher for Morrinsville as we see a few more reserves coming to the field now, and I see some of the bench being cleared from Morrinsville.
Kilo Philavel with the throw the line out is Adam Fitzpatrick is on the field. Michael Rope taking a seat and getting a good round of applause. But Sissy Darway off the field as well. Morrinsville have taken the line out. There for O'Connor. Finding out one of the substitution players. Ball squirted out for Hautapu. They have numbers! They're snatching them out as James Thompson goes in underneath the sticks. And again, Nick Shoston, we see another bit of luck going Hautapu's way. It has been all day in regards to the A's match, and another 5-pointer.
Yeah, perhaps the ball's definitely been in their favour, especially in the second half. They've used that wind really well. I guess if you're in the Morrinsville camp, you're just wondering how they're going to come back now. 37 points behind. Just taking you to Marist Park in Hamilton. It looks like Marist are up 26-5 over Taumuru, so good numbers there on the board for Marist this week.
Just a reminder, folks, there is no club rugby. There is no rugby in Waikato next week as the conversion from Milne is successful. And it's Queen's birthday weekend. I do understand though New Zealand Barbarians Cup is taking place on Friday night, Morrinsville Sports taking on University over at Campbell Park. And I think Fraser Tech are also going to Auckland to play a game against Fraser Tech. Just waiting for a ball to get onto the field. We've seen multiples. Dolan says, let's get play back underway here, guys. And he goes deep this time after some short ones. Taken there by Burr. There's a ball, low pass, dip down to Milne. It's a big kick up and under. Wolfgram underneath it. Can't take it cleanly, but it's just going to skip it to touch. And Waiova can't do much with it.
It's a huge up and under there. Gary Allen, as you might call him, Wolfgram made a good effort of it, but
I don't think you've got to do the old Welsh pronunciation. The Gary Owen, Journal over Rugby. Hautapu, went the line out. Now there for Florence Maiava. There for Hongara. Far side. For Strang, runner from his forwards. Strang looking to go left, goes right with Maiava. And nice little pop ball. Hautapu, can they claim another? It's Florence! And this game is just starting to really open up the moment, Nick.
Yeah, well, the superstars for Hautapu are starting to make their mark now. We see some great interplay there. And no one probably deserves to try more than that man today. He's had a great game. He's been a link in the backs. He's been a defence, works and mauls. He's been heavily involved in all the phases, so it's a big game for him. I think he'll enjoy running back to halfway now. Milne adds the extras.
Yeah, 56-10 here. Going to be a good afternoon of rugby, good evening of rugby. Tonight, Super Rugby, Trans-Tasman is the New Zealand sides looking to make it 14-0. Crusaders taking on the Waratahs in Sydney. Then the Blues against the Brumbies for Auckland, and over in Brisbane, Queensland Reds taking on the Chiefs. This tomorrow's game, if you haven't heard, Highlanders versus Rebels has been changed to Sydney as well due to the lockdown in Melbourne. Hautapu takes the ball on the 22-metre line. Can Wolfgram take it cleanly? Yes, he can. Fires it back inside to Penatana Smith. Smith with his own Gary on. Ball's going to land in the middle of nowhere. It's going to bounce at the Morrinsville side. Never let the oval ball bounce like that. Hautapu just stood there and watched it. It's a 40-point ball game, though, I suppose you can. In the end, though, Nick, they end up with a scrum for a collapse ball.
Yeah, well, I think at the moment, if they were to call heads and flip a coin, they'll probably get 2 heads. This is how Hautapu have been playing today. Good rugby. And luck seems to go your way when you throw it around.
So Hautapu will have a scrum on the halfway line. There's Cody Meacham, another player who is backed up from the Bees game. His legs do look a lot dirty for a Hayes reserve player coming on, doesn't he?
Yeah, enjoying the fresh jersey.
And again, another clap scrum. Must say, that's probably only the third reset, Nick, that we've had in scrums today. Considering the conditions, it's a massive win for rugby, isn't it?
Yeah, conditions have been pretty tough for the players out there, so impressive how they'll cope with it, but that's the modern rugby player these days, the fields are a little bit better. Long gone are the days where the forwards would collapse and we had to get the lifeguards in to drag them out. So
yeah, well, that was the Scottish test at Eden Park, the old flood one. I do apologise, folks, I've just realised I didn't start the clock earlier on. So there's just over 10 minutes to play currently is Morrinsville holding their scrum. Florence now off the back for Hautapu. Good clear out there from Morrinsville. Hautapu now Morrinsville with their own. It's been kicked through illegally. No, it's Bevin got the other way. There's a big cheer coming from the Morrinsville supporter.
Yeah, well, Bracey got stuck into that tackle, didn't he?
Yeah.
He sniffed a little bit of weakness there and he went for it. But no harm done. The Hautapu players got back to his feet.
There might be a world first going on there too, Shoston, because I think the Morrinsville players are a little bit unhappy with the call going against them. Aaron Patterson, to his own benefit, he did have a wry smile on his face and go, no, sorry, I did lead the other way.
Morrinsville in a good position here for the first time in a while.
Oh, Hautapu though, it is going all their way, as you said earlier, Nick. 2 coins with both heads, probably 10 now. Yeah, rugged man from Aberdeen. Sunset back from Milne. Wolfgram, testing Wolfgram again, but he's taken 2 in a row now. Smith running with ball in hand. Big sea of you get wall of yellow and white jerseys. Now it's Morrinsville's Lance McIntyre that's met with some good defence. They're over halfway now. Smith. Now swinging with it. Up towards the 10 metre line. They're out making some metres now, Morrinsville. There's some big tackles coming in from Hautapu. Flying off the line.
Just a bit static there from Morrinsville.
There's Kilo Philipell making a run. Fitzpatrick shuffling it off. It's going a little bit loose here from Morrinsville as they're going back 20 metres to their own 10 metre line now. Still on their own 10. Morrinsville just creeping a little forward at the moment. On passage of play at the moment. This ball pops up there for Kilo Philipell. O'Connor to Wolfgram. Shuffling up 2 players. Another 2. Can't get the pass to the player, but Morrinsville still have it. And Hautapu with a penalty. Very long passage to play there, Nick.
Yeah, great passage to play from Morrinsville. Good to see a little bit of heart there. Great run from Wolfgram there. Took the ball well from a good kick before also. Again though, the relief for Hautapu seems to be going their way at the moment.
So changes are coming from Morrinsville. Jared Gillett and Michael Rack coming onto the field, both players that played in the Bees game as well. Program had Michael Rack wearing number 19, but we've noticed earlier on that wasn't him. He's wearing 16. Meyer with the throw the line out. And Bear taps it through. Strand getting out of a tackle. Milne there for Morris. Now there's a good run from Thomason. Oh, good tackle coming through on Strand, but ball may have been knocked on here from Hautapu. Ball's nicked from a good tackle on Doolan. Oh, show and go. Can't make it. Can't make the advantage line as Gillett looks at his options. Bracey. He's had a quiet game. Kilo Philipell. And they'll come back for a penalty in from the side. the call from Patterson. And after a very frenetic start to the first probably 60 minutes there, Nick, so we've had a very quiet 15, haven't we?
Yeah, well, it's all been one-way traffic with Hautapu. Good to see some of this fight back from Morrinsville. They just really haven't been allowed to play today. It's been a quiet one in the backs there from Skulander and Tracy.
That is a fair call. Morrinsville have played really well in the last 15. Unfortunately for them, if they had the win with them, they could be doing so probably just a little bit better, but because they're going into the win, in conditions like today, it's a bit that much harder. One there from Hautapu against the throw. Ball comes out to Mahi. Now Maiava. And met him a good tackle. Strain looking for his options. Underwheel. Now to Burr. There's a big head high there on Burr. The ball has been flung out. Mitchell can't hang on to it, they'll come back to the penalty.
Unfortunately, no one's been hurt there, but you're right, there's a definite high tackle there. It's been a pretty good game, Bevin, up until that.
There was one earlier, yeah, but other than those couple, it's been very clean. Great touch finder from Mel, finding 7 metres out from the line. Must say too that Hautapu really had to, shout Kobe Long a beer after the final last year. It was really his gamesmanship that noticed him to win back-to-back titles last year.
Yeah, to say the 9 and 10 combination earlier with James and Mills has been very good.
Line out one by Hautapu though. They've gone to the maul that's been working for them. They've already scored 2 from there. Still at the back for Hautapu. And it's another penalty for going to ground, and just look at that last dynamic movement that you can do now. Straying Burr. Run-off runner from the pace of the ruck, and you're just 3 metres short now. Milne with a crossfield kick. Is it going to set up? Oh, that's Skulander. 22 for Hautapu. But it's been Natai who scored, and Nick Shoston, great peace of mind. He's obviously got the call. Then ranging out wide.
Yeah, well, they found Morrinsville short out to that left, and it was a good educated boot, but good awareness from the number 10 then to have a look, and a great take out there. Been tough conditions to take the ball, as we've seen some of the wings struggling with it, but not that time. He took it well and got it down beautifully. And we'll see Mill again looking to add the extras. It's been a great performance here from Hautapu. As I said before, they've been just not really allowing the Morrinsville team to get into any rhythm, and as a result, Morrinsville have found themselves attacking in flat sort of cycles and just moving a little bit sideways. So a lot for Matt Bartlett to work on during the week.
Talking about consistency, Nick, the temperature has been pretty consistent too. I know you said 12 degrees at kick-off, but
feels like 6.
Yeah. That right there, Nick Shoston, just really sums up Hautapu today, doesn't it?
Fantastic work there. He's really provided his team around well today. Definitely enjoy a busy bubbly after the match, that's for sure. I mean, Morrinsville, like you said, haven't played poorly by any stretch, but they just haven't been allowed to play.
So score from Fraser Tech, Oklahoma 64-10, Fraser Tech winning there. His short kick-off doesn't quite work for Morrinsville again. They're mauling it up to the halfway line. Milne now. Out to Thomason, Mahi. Maiava. Maiava breaks out of one. Back inside to Mahi. Both sides complaining and appealing for a penalty. And Morrinsville might have turned this one over. Here on the halfway, the 22 is Smith. Morrinsville might get that. That's great support. It's actually quite a decent kick as well. And my arm is just going to settle things down into touch. Everyone sort of is ambling back here, Nick. I think everyone thought it was full time.
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit tired. As you can see, the guys are just slowly getting back to where they're supposed to be. Good little play there from Morrinsville down the right hand touch, but Hautapu is its on to stay and he goes to the task. And you see a little placement here of number 9, James rejoins his lads.
Might be an injury replacement there. Morrinsville have won the line out though. So loose pass, cleaned up in the centres. Bracey having to make some do a bit of the forwards work. Therefore, Tupaya. Get it now, finding Bracey, first receiver. Ducks low, and there's a penalty advantage coming in. Now for Kelly Filavel. And Wolfgang knocks it on, and it's an offside call against Morrinsville.
Rugby there also brings the passes from the Morrinsville player, so Morrinsville with the penalty is good. She's down on the halfway, looks like he's just got a shoelace to shoot. He's a young man, but I'm pretty sure he knows how to do shoelaces.
Oh, you'd hope so. Looking at my shoes though, you'd never know. I'm pretty much up on the clock, well it is on the clock on the live stream folks, but just a reminder with the live stream, that is a rough estimate, it is not true in fact. The scoreboard clock though is showing full time, but of course these days, if you kick the touch without tapping the ball first, in rugby, still play on. Morrinsville wanting to keep some points back. Time off is called because there is an injured player down in back play. Got a funny feeling that the same player you credit to being up in his own shoelaces and is having a second go.
Yes, well, I mean, he's only a young man, there's a long way to go yet. Just a little shout out to Jared, good little cricket player as well, left arm off spinner.
I've seen him bamboozling some players on the field, hasn't he? On their cricket pitch.
A bit of Premier cricket in Hamilton and works way through the year, but he gets a good bit of turn. As we see him move back into a halfback position here.
Been a great day here at Hautapu Sports Memorial Park, Cambridge, stand up to cancer. The Hautapu Fund, our support fund, special pool of money to provide financial support to members of the Hautapu sports community. To members of it if they or loved ones are affected by serious health issues. So options are plenty, some good stuff to happen later on tonight in the club rooms. It's been run by Morrinsville. Hautapu tried to win it, they couldn't get it through. And now Morrinsville with them all of their own. Breaks off there as Randy looking for his third in 2 games today. Another one off runner, just short is he. Jenkinson goes in looking and says no. Try this time. Try has been scored and Morrinsville finally get another 5-pointer to Shoston.
Yeah, there's a popular try here, as you can hear in the background. Morrinsville managed to scrape one back at the end. So something to go home with, it'll give them a little smile. So I think this will be the end after the conversion there.
I'd say so, looking at both teams. Hautapu definitely the happiest side of the two. They've really been able to use that win quite well, Nick. But I mean, Morrinsville, they haven't played as bad as 63-15 or Ships would think.
No, I don't think they have, but they've been shut out of the game, and I think the real stars for Hautapu have been Florence, James and Milne, that 8, 9, 10 combination, and especially on a weekday like today, it's good to have a good spine, and that 8, 9, 10's been great for them. Likewise, it's a fantastic game for Rope, O'Connor and Sweeney, but it just wasn't enough, and Hautapu seem to have a lot of ball goes anyway.
Skulander had a very quiet second half, lining this kick up. The 8 metres in from touch. on the 22 metre line. Quick as everybody entered the grandstand when it started raining pretty heavily. They're leaving pretty quick as well.
Yes,
Great. And Dylan adds the extras. And Aaron Patterson says that is full time. 63-17. Hautapu have won this one. Nick?
Yeah, well, it's a good game, but I think still one will be reasonably happy with his team. And I think if he thinks about it, it's a great game plan. They seem to run behind the team well and very well structured, and they use that ball well in the second half. I have to say a shout out to Wolf Graham, and he's certainly looks like an emerging star. He's got a good running game.
I've seen him a few times this season, and he dropped the ball a couple of times, but I mean conditions aren't kind for that. But no, he had a very good all-round match. My next to Nick Shoston, in comments of this one, and Cam Innan, who was doing play-by-play for the Premier Bees. Joel Skulander is always behind the camera. Actually not always, because I had to do it last week, I should say. My name is Bevin Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. Hautapu have won this one 63-17. Don't forget there is no rugby next weekend. Due to Queen's birthday, the long weekend, so do enjoy and be safe. June 12th, we'll be coming from Otahonga Island Block Reserve, where they will play today's winners Hautapu. It will be a special occasion down there, 125 years of Otahonga rugby. So join us next time. Don't forget to go and like Bev's Broadcasting. There may be an under 85s game that can cover next weekend. Plus also Bev's cracking shots for photos as well. In the meantime, folks, stay safe, stay warm, and enjoy. Ka kite.
Hey,